Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to again continue with the same chapter that we were learning in our previous class, online class that I had sent you. And we had started with the chapter whose name was the Mesopotamian civilization. And in this chapter, we had started learning that how Mesopotamian civilization and the other form of civilization started in this world. What exactly was the meaning of civilization? How different forms of civilizations or different names of civilization existed in different part of the world, like Chinese civilization, the Indian civilization was the Indus Valley civilization, the Mesopotamian civilization that we are going to learn now. So, and in this chapter we also went through about which were the different phases of the civilization, or in a particular civilization, how many different kind of rulers or people who were there involved in the civilization to build up the civilization. Like this, Assyrians were there, the Sumerians were there, who one after the another stage established their own rules in the civilized form, and they had their own system of governing the civilization. Now, the next topic that we are going to learn is about the main characteristics. What were the main characteristics which made the Mesopotamian civilization a very renowned and well-formed civilization during that time? Now, before going to that, the Mesopotamian civilization was also known as the cradle and grave of many civilizations. Why? Because it was considered that there were very different castes and tribes of people who governed this particular civilization, that is Mesopotamian civilization, in different stages of or the periods of time. And as I told you earlier, there were Assyrians who ruled over the Mesopotamian civilization. There were Sumerians, there were Akkads who were there, who ruled this particular civilization or established their own rule and kingdom during the civilization. And that is why this particular civilization is called as the cradle. Cradle means birth and grave means ending of many civilizations or many different forms of kingdoms of people who ruled in this civilization. Now, coming back to the main features, the first point that we are going to learn is about the town planning. In this, we are going to learn about various important factors which states about why this civilization had a different form of well-planned town system, but the planning was in a different form. Now, it is said here that the town was made of different patterns or forms. In every civilization, it is found that the formation of the town planning, the road system, the houses, the drainage system, the way where people could walk, or where vehicles in the sense bullock carts or animal driven vehicles that were there, which were used during that time with the help of the horses, that were easily driven on the roads that were constructed during that time. And what important feature or special features it was there that made this particular civilization a distinct civilization than the other civilizations. Now, here it is said they had a very uniform plan. Now, here it is said that Mesopotamian civilization had a very uniform pattern. They had a very uniform pattern of making roads or town system. Now, it is said here that there were various different systems, like the whole town was divided into various different groups. Now, these groups had different form of people living in these areas. Now, what are those? Number one, it is called as the sacred. It is called as the sacred or sacred area. Number two was walled city. Number one was the sacred area. Number two was walled city. Then the outer town. Each had a different kind of formations or pattern in its own. Now, sacred areas, by the name sacred only we can easily get to know what does it indicate. It indicates a religious place where most of the time religious activities or festives were taken place, and those areas where religious activities were taken place, and those places where settlements were found or people started living there, those particular areas were known as the sacred areas, where most probably religious people or people who were related to religious activities had their settlements around those areas, which later on became a very highly defined place or important place where trade and commerce also started, okay, because of its importance. Then the next one is the walled city. Now, walled city was nothing but a place where important place people used to live in a very means a covered kind of boundary where wall system were there. Most probably it is considered that those places where noble people or the king's people or the kingdoms used to be established, or palaces used to be established, and those were circled in a different pattern, in different forms, which were walled with high walls. And the next one is about the outer town. Now these outer town are nothing but those people, those areas where common people used to reside, where common people used to go, and like citizens of a particular kingdom or the particular Mesopotamian civilizations, normal citizens had their own settlements in this area. Now one special feature in this planning, it is made mentioned about the existence of ziggurats. This word ziggurats has a very important meaning, in which is very important, significant in the Mesopotamian civilization. How? Now this particular building, which was known as ziggurats, were a very steep walled kind of stairs kind of temple. It was considered as one form of temple where most probably religious activities were taking place. That I told you in the first point, that is in regarding to the sacred area. Now in the sacred areas only ziggurats were found. Now these ziggurats, how it was built is that it was a very high walled area building with stairs, steep stairs leading towards the upper part of the temple, and where people used to go, and there were various different compartments inside the temple. Some corner of the temple was, or the ziggurat was for most probably for religious activities, and there were other compartment also, and those compartments were most probably used for commercial purposes, some educational purposes, some religious purposes, and so on. So it is like where you have most probably a complexes now made, a very high building complexes where you find lot of shops there. If you go in mall and all, in present modern times, mall, and it was kind of, you can consider that it was an ancient kind of mall, ziggurats, where in one single building various different forms of activities used to take place, like religious form were there in separate part. Some of the important compartments were built around those temples, quite far a little bit, and where people could do other activities also. So ziggurats played a very important role, where it was a center place of people meeting for various commercial purposes, for educational purposes, other entertainment purposes, as well as for the religious purposes. Now this particular picture, how it looks like and all, when I'll send you the pictures of the book, you'll be getting to know about it. In textbook you can get to know exactly, or the books that you will get to know exactly how does it look like. The picture will be visible and you will get an idea about how does it look like. Now the next topic is about the town planning. The next important feature is the architecture. Now this is also important because during this time only different patterns evolved. A building which was made simple earlier, which was transformed into a pattern kind of system. Now what was this? Now there were various different names given to this pattern, which was known by various different things. Number one, Now here you can see the different pattern or forms. The names that are written here is about the different patterns or forms of building or architectural structure that were made. Some of the building or had a shape of arcs, or arc means pointed boat kind of buildings on the roof or the sidewise. It had those kind of pattern. Other one is columns. Long column kind of pillars were made, which gave a different kind of look to a particular building. Then comes the domes. These domes are nothing but a semicircular kind of upper surface of the roof, which had a different shape, which was a semicircular kind of shapes. Some of them had pillars supporting them. In one particular pillar, the whole dome was supported, or this roof was supported, or it did not have any support, which was only constructed in the wall. So you can imagine as to how differently it was. If you see the drawing, it was arc means somewhat kind of sharp. Columns means a long longitudinal kind of pillar kind of buildings that were there. It was attached to these buildings, and domes were some of the structural were semicircular or almost a kind of half circular kind of shapes. Now next is the walls. Walls were nothing but a different any kind of zigzag or any kind of different patterns which were not in particular shape, but it had a different patterns in it. It was known as the walls or the different system of making. So these were the important designs, you can say, designs or way of constructing building. So those, you can just imagine how much architectural skill during that time also were there, how much knowledgeable people were there during that time, even though they did not have modern machineries during that time. Now we can see that if anything has to be constructed of high elevated areas, what they do, the architecture or the engineers, they use modern machines which easily carries loads, which easily carry people from one part to the lower part to the upper part of the building, due to which high elevated or stories of buildings are constructed. Now just imagine during that time in Mesopotamian civilization, how these people, in what method they had used to construct this kind of structures, and the duration that took for them to construct one single piece of this. So you can say that, in other words, you can say that they were masterpiece in themselves, in their own thinking, in their own education or knowledge in regarding to these patterns, making these patterns. Now here, most of the examples are found here, which talks or says as to how we can consider that, or take an example or see or find as to prove that this kind of construction were seen or were found during this time. In a book also you will find, in a textbooks, that there are certain examples of various kings or various constructive buildings were found, or it was discovered by the historians, which states about the prevalence of these kind of patterns or designs that were prevailing of building. Now here I'll talk about few examples. Now here, number one, we can take hanging garden. Hanging garden. If you go in your various general knowledge books also, or any other textbooks which talks about history or history part, you will find this particular garden having a very important significance. This particular garden, which is known as the hanging garden, which was made by King Nebuchadnezzar. King Nebuchadnezzar, who existed during the Mesopotamian civilization period, was said to construct this hanging garden. There is a story about it which states that when King Nebuchadnezzar had married and brought his wife to his palace, his wife was most probably found to be upset, dull, because she belonged to a place where greenery was there, freshness was there. So King Nebuchadnezzar, what he decided is that he decided to bring those same environment constructed for his wife, so that she would feel homely, she will not feel homesick. So what he did is that he constructed a building where in each floor there were greenery, garden system was constructed. And due to this greenery and garden system constructed there, this particular building or construction or palace was known as the Hanging Garden, which was made by King Nebuchadnezzar for the love of his wife. So that how now why it was considered to be important during that time? Again the same question. There were no modern things that were available. So we just can imagine as to how much pain or how much idea or educational level it took for those architects to bring about an ideal blueprint of constructing those kind of building during that time. And that is why now if it was made during this particular time, it could have been told that it is easier because of modern machinery is this and that machines that are available, it could be done. But as it was done a long back ago, having no important such kind of developed kind of machineries which could help them, so they most probably did do all kind of work by their own selves. So that is why that particular activity during that time done gave these construction or palace a significant importance in the history. So you can consider that it is so much important that it talks about the pattern, the system, the education level of the people of constructing or architecting those kind of buildings during that time. Now there were many other forms of buildings like such as granaries. Then you have construction of temples. Then it was also there are other examples which also states about the knowledge and skills of people during the Mesopotamian civilization. Now there were granaries were being made. What are granaries means? It was a kind of constructive walled kind of block building, which was walled totally. And when it was walled totally, it was considered that most of the grains were poured inside and it was blocked from all the sides, only having few openings on the lower level, where in every interval it was closed. Whenever it was required, it was opened and the grains came out. So those granaries were nothing but a storage place, place of storage which was made where grains could be stored or various different things can be stored for a longer period of time. The next it talks about the temples. As few minutes back I told you about ziggurats that were considered to be a high form of temple construction, high elevated temple construction, which had a very important and significant place in history and during the Mesopotamian civilization. Next is about the observatories. Observatories are nothing but a place where educated people or knowledgeable people could sit and learn and study about their own civilization or people or human beings, and this made them, these observatories brought about many skillful people who could discover various different forms of study and various different things that were to be learned and understood by the people by observing. So this played a very important role, which talks about the architectural form of the people, which tells us or gives us a detailed information about how educated and how skillful people were during the Mesopotamian civilization period. The next characteristics is about the society. The next characteristics about the society. Now here we are going to learn about the system that was adopted by the people during that time, how they lived, in what form they lived, and what were their structure or hierarchy of society maintained during that time. Now here it is considered that the Mesopotamian civilization had divided the society into various classes. Please understand this properly. It's very simple. Now this society was divided into three important classes or divisions, so to say. Number one, now here, number one was the upper class. Now the upper class means those form or category of society people who were from the royal family, from the nobles. So who, there are certain category of people who belong to this upper class were the kings. Nobles, priests, and so on. The kings were there, nobles were there, priests were there, officials. Officials means the officers or the important post people who were there in the kingdom. So those people who belonged to these categories were called as the upper class people in the society, in the Mesopotamian civilization. Then the second one is the middle class. Now who are considered as the middle class? The middle class were those people who were farmers. Traders. And so on. So middle class, the second part, the second class of people were known as the middle class. The middle class were who? The farmers, the traders, and the artisans, means those who did activities with their own hands and brought a different form of occupation into their lives. Now this category of people most probably constructed the majority part of the society. This category, middle class people, constituted the majority part of the society, where farmers, here the farmers were in high population in this category. The third one, was nothing but the slaves. Now the question arises is here that what does slave means? Now, earlier it was seen that people practiced a different form of activities known as slave buying and selling. Now who are the slaves? Like when you go to a market, for example, when you buy vegetables, what you do is that you go to a vegetable shop, you decide a price, and after deciding a price, what you do is you pay the money and take whatever quantity of goods that you want according to your choice and go home and use it as your own good or as you want. The same way, there was a separate market where human beings were also sold. During the time, human beings were also sold. Now these slaves were nothing but they were considered in, you can tell in simple words, permanent servants who had no fundamental rights, who had no existence of their own freedom. So there existed a separate market which was known as the slave market, where big people who had lots of money during the time, they went to the slave market, bought these slaves, brought them home, and then what they did is that they used to make them work as per their own requirements without any kind of freedom or any kind of liberty of their own. The slaves did not have any kind of freedom, no liberty. They were just as an goods that were used by the owners as they wanted. So this particular third or the lower class category where slaves most probably existed. So this is how the society was divided. The class of society was divided into various different forms, and which states about different formation. That means what? During that time also there was division of people or from hierarchy to the lower levels. The next is about the family life. This is about the family life. What were the internal constituents of family during the Mesopotamian civilization. Here it will talk about the head, who was considered the head, how the activities within the family used to take place. So here it is found that the male or the father, or you can consider as elder male, or father, or even an elderly male person in a family was considered to be the head of the family, who who decided various activities, or who planned out how the family will be run, what will be the activity, what they have to do, and what they don't have to do. Now, the second important part is about, if male played a very important role, dominant role, on the other way, what was the importance of women, or what rights were given to the women? Here it is said that during Mesopotamian civilization, women were also protected in regarding to their own rights and privileges that were given to them. Now here it is mentioned the rights of the humans, like women and children, were like they also constituted their own part in driving the home activities, or taking part in bringing about financial assistance to the home, as well as looking after the children's their requirements and their activities. Here it was also practiced that most of the women were allowed to move out of the premises of their home surroundings and do their activities. Even though there were prevalence of schools, studies were there, where most of the children in the family were educated. They were given education in regarding to their own self, society, or the civilization that existed during that time. This was the important part, and women were also given right to take part in music, dancing, various other activities such as religious performances, where their role was very much important in most of the religious activities that were taking place. So women also, they had their own form of liberty compared to the male, where male was the driving head of this family, the female were considered to be the supportive part of the family. The next very important part is about the occupation, the activities that were done by the people of the Mesopotamian civilization. Now here, when we considered about occupation, the most important thing is agriculture. Agriculture played a very important role, because the whole structure of the civilization, or activity of the civilization, or running of the civilization was dependent upon agriculture. Why agriculture? Because mostly food grains or food items were important to sustain. It is still now. So most of the people's main occupation was agriculture activity, that is farming, cultivating of crops. Now, in these agricultural activities, two important things played a very important role. One, now two important, as I said, two important things played a very important role. What are those? Number one, the existence of river. In Mesopotamia, it was considered that it was placed in such a place that two important river flew beside it. One was the Tigris and one other was the Euphrates. So abundant of water supply was there. fertile soil was found in around this particular river. So that provided them a very good source of water supply. So for which the agricultural activity was conducted easily. The second thing is the methods that were used. What were the methods? They had discovered or developed their own kind of methods that were used. Dikes were made. That is the boundary level of the farming system, where they protected the one land or divided one land from the other land, so that the cultivation could be separately done for different things. The next is about dams. Now, as we know that water dams are highly constructed building which is constructed most probably in big rivers, where flow of water can be minimized or it can be controlled, through which various different processes of helpful activities are also been done. But here most probably dams were constructed to see that supply of water is available throughout the places or throughout the places of the agricultural area. And next is the irrigation system, where irrigation system was used, where canals were made, modern kind of other technological things were made, which was used by human hand only, not machines, where water could be brought about in different parts. Like there were rivers. It is that rivers were there. Two important rivers were there, but there were certain other parts of the Mesopotamian civilization areas where the river was found to be very far away. So how water will reach there? They made irrigation system, canals and all, so that water supply could be driven out from the river sources and can be taken towards the field of agricultural well, where crops were grown. So this states about the knowledge and skills, again about the knowledge and skills of the people of the Mesopotamian civilization. Now here, talking about the machines that we are seeing here. Now here is state or gives example of what kind of different machines were used by the people, which gave them a different kind of or it made agriculture more easy, production more, productivity of crops were increased in better way. What were they? Now it is seen here that different things were used. Important different things were used by the Mesopotamian people. An example such as ox drawn plough. Now here it is said